what resources are available for my foster program? I'm running a foster program. I'm looking to boost my program. What resources are available out there? And it was always, we need more fosters. I'm always begging foster families, we need more. I'm always asking the same ones, how can I look for more? Money is always an issue, and every penny that we can save obviously is a penny that can go towards funding care. What are kind of the top 5 or 6 items that you feel would be really save organizations money? Hi, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Shelters United Summer School. My name is Marcy Gruby, and I'm your friendly neighborhood Q&A host today. In this bite-sized Q&A, we're answering our community's most pressing kitten season questions and concerns. We're all full tilt kitten season, and I know there's a lot of need out there. And so I'm so glad we are able to do this Q&A to help our community today. If you're feeling overwhelmed, we hear you, and we hope that this can give you some help or some tips or some pointers that you guys need to finish kitten season strong and get ready for a bite-sized boost of kitten season knowledge. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. I introduced myself, and I'm going to introduce our panelist speakers, who I have the joy and the privilege of working with. The first panelist is Julie Bank, a shelter consultant with Shelters United. Julie has 30+ experience in animal welfare nonprofits and governmental animal controls in New York, Arizona, Oklahoma, and California, all over the nation. From small to large, she's helped them all sizes and types within operations, administrations, programming, which is basically like everything ever. So Julie's done it all. And our second lovely panelist is Megan Kinsley. She's a member consultant with Shelters United, and Megan's superpower is finding some pretty epic discounts on pet health supplies. And we think you'll want to see what she has as far as her research that she's done for kitten season things. Plus, I'm super jealous because Megan has the cutest pair of rescue donkeys on the planet. And I won't say I want to steal them, I want to adopt them, but I want them. They are adorable. So welcome to you both. I'm so glad that you're here. First question is for you. What resources are available for my foster program? I'm running a foster program. I'm looking to boost my program. What resources are available out there?
Thanks so much for the question. You never need to feel like you are alone in starting or continuing or improving on your foster program. There are so many resources out there right now on the in the animal welfare space to help guide you. There's also within those resources, there's prototypes and there's things that you literally can take, put your logo on, and use immediately. So I would encourage all of you to look at the following websites. You want to look at ASPCA Pro. You want to look at the Human Animal Support Services. You want to look at Maddie's Fund. You want to check out Kitten Lady. All of these, yeah, I know you're laughing, but she has amazing, Kitten Lady has amazing short videos that you can actually use and send directly to your foster parents on how to do things. Why recreate the wheel? All of this stuff is out there already online. You just need to take a little bit of time to do the research, look at it, make it your own, which is really simple, and then you can run with it.
Awesome. Yeah. I love Kitten Lady, and anything that's templated is always a help, that you can just swap out a couple words and a logo, and then you have a piece, a flyer or a sign that you can immediately get out. Those are all great websites.
Absolutely. I would also encourage you to check with your fellow organizations in your community or even nationally, because there is so much great resources out there for you to utilize, to share, and to partner. And really, collaboration is the key. We'll talk about that probably a little bit later, but collaboration is the key in creating any type of great program. You don't necessarily need to just look at it as your own organization. You can look at it in your region. You can look at it in your, how many organizations can work together in your community, and look at it even statewide.
There's There's official ones, and then there's non-official ones on
Right.
Facebook that you can connect with. So yeah, if you need some ideas, you're welcome to send an email to info@sheltersunited.com. We're welcome to point you in even more directions.
Awesome.
Another question that I got that I found, and in my time in an animal shelter where I worked, it was always this. I was in social media, and so I was the promotional gal who needed to get the message out. And it was always, we need more fosters. I'm always begging foster families, we need more. I'm always asking the same ones, how can I look for more? And we'll have this link up on the screen for you guys. But I found an awesome article, again, like Julie referenced, a Human Animal Support Services. They did a really great interview with Cincinnati Animal Care, and they built a foster network pretty much from scratch within a year and a half. I think they had 2,000. But the salient points that I really wanted to stress, that we have to define and redefine what a foster volunteer is. Like, what is a foster? We try and come at it in different directions, like, hey, can I crash at your house? Or, we're temporary families until we have space where they can be adopted in our building or at an event or such. So really re-explaining that to the public all the time is really important. Whether you do it like digitally or flyers, always just try and simplify it as much as possible. Since I come from the world of social media, I try to use bullet points in my posts just to make it a little easier on people to digest that information. What I also really liked is they gave a marketing guide to their fosters. So like, say you have a mama kitty and 3 of her babies. They provide you with like your own social media marketing kit that fosters can do on their own networks. And it can have guidelines and rules and best practices in that guide. I love that idea that you're empowering your fosters to almost do their own promotion to their own family and friends. And the last takeaway that I really loved was the idea of foster coaches, where you have foster volunteers or foster families in your network, and they coach and kind of guide the new ones along. And so your staff, maybe isn't the one always answering the questions, and you can rely on these really trusted older fosters to kind of help with that process and mentoring process. That was such a great idea.
Mention with the resources is both Maddie's Fund and Dubert have online platforms where you can actually create a platform where all of your fosters, where you can communicate to all of your fosters right then and there, and they can communicate with one another. So there is no, just kind of on your point, there is no reason to have to really be reinventing the wheel with that either. You can create your own organizational platform on either one of those sites, and they can communicate with another. And a lot of shelters even use Facebook for that, right? They'll create a Facebook group, and you can have the Facebook group there. But you were talking a minute ago about how to attract new volunteers.
Yeah.
Right.
Please.
And I think that the key there is to kind of get out of your own way. A lot of times we focus on our existing volunteer corps, and we're not really going into communities that we're not comfortable with. So we might want to branch out a little bit and really start advertising a little further away or in communities that you've never really thought about. The other thing, though, that is really key is that front desk. When that person is bringing in the litter of kittens because they found this litter of kittens, why not make them foster parents right then and there? And a lot of shelters are doing that spectacularly. They're literally asking them right there, would you be willing to be a foster parent? They already have pre-made foster kits available. They give it to them. They put all of their training and all of their marketing materials online, so they make it really easy for them to become a volunteer. And poof, you have this amazing volunteer rather than taking the animal into the shelter. So really thinking outside of your own box and thinking right there at the front counter who can be there, and looking at a variety of ways. I mean, people are doing everything from from veterinarians being fosters getting litters, to nursing homes getting litters, to schools getting litters, to going into those communities where the cats are there already and marketing those folks so that they can then take litters, and the shelter doesn't even have to be involved at all other than in a support realm. So there's just so many different things, and a lot of these ideas again are listed on all of those sites I mentioned earlier.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Yeah. And speaking of kits and equipment and health supplies, I really wanted to bring in Megan in this conversation because obviously money is always an issue, and every penny that we can save obviously is a penny that can go towards funding care for that next litter, for that next mommy cat that comes in. So Megan, I want to speak to you on the research that you've done through Shelters United, and the type of supplies that you can find and the savings that you can have through Shelters United. What are kind of the top 5 or 6 items that you feel would be really save organizations money?
Yeah. So generally, of course, you're getting kittens of all ages. So we have our itty bitty kittens that were coming in that are maybe just a few days old. And then, of course, we have our older kittens that have come in as well. So with those itty bitty kittens that we have, a lot of our members are seeing savings with milk replacer as well as bottles. So we have different sizes of KMR, and then of course also different sizes available for those pet ag baby bottles as well, or nursing bottles.
Yeah.
Something
Which would
else,
go in those kits, right, Julie? Like you would send
Yes.
off at the front desk. So this
Get
is,
these backpacks, have them pre-made with all the
Yeah.
stuff that Megan is telling you about right now. And when they
Exactly.
show up at the counter, hand them a kit, give them a
You're
link
good.
to your website, and off you go.
And shove them out the door.
Just-
Take care of
just
those
wave 'em
kids.
bye.
Goodbye. Sorry, Megan, go ahead.
Oh no, that's totally fine. So also kind of touching on the little ones that do come in, something else that could be really important are heating pads. And of course, that's going to also, of course, provide comfort and warmth for those little ones that maybe not be able to generate enough of that body heat just yet.
Okay.
And then, of course, for our older kittens that are coming in, Flea and Tick is imperative.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll find a lot of different savings with some of our products that we have. However, if you're using something like Revolution, maybe we can switch over to Synergy because it has a 1-to-1 an ingredient ratio, and it's much more cost effective.
Well,
Another important thing is antibiotics. Definitely want to make sure you have your antibiotics. If you're using something like clavicillin or clavamox, Betacillin is really nice, and it will provide you with, again, something that's a little bit more cost effective, and then of course the same results.
right. Awesome. And then some products, you hear groups, they just don't have the time. They just go to Amazon. You go down the search spiral there. And I know you found some products as far as, common things on Amazon that we can provide at a much more affordable rate. Do you want to talk about a couple of those?
Yes.
Okay.
So a couple products that you'll find savings with that generally you'll try to find on Amazon or Chewy or anything like that are Feel Away and then also Rescue Disinfectant. So Feel Away is a really amazing product. It helps provide a sensory comfort when kittens or cats in general are in an uncomfortable situation or an unfamiliar environment. They can create fear pheromones, and other surrounding kittens and cats can smell those fear pheromones. So Feel Away is really nice because it creates a more comfortable environment with the scent that it brings off that only those kittens and cats can smell.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, with Rescue Disinfectant is super amazing. It is safe on little noses as well as human noses. There's no harsh chemicals that are with Rescue Disinfectant. It's only made from accelerated hydrogen peroxide, and it has a 5-minute or less contact time depending on what you're trying to treat. So it's really awesome as well.
Yeah. And both products I can see foster families really would appreciate a calmer cat is a more positive fostering experience in my own
Yes.
experience. If there's groups out there, if you're watching this and you don't know who Shelters United is, Megan, what's a good way that anyone can get in touch with us to learn more?
Yes. So the best way to get in touch with us is visiting our website, www.sheltersunited.com. And then right at the little top, you'll see a button that says join the community. All you have to do is click that button, enter in your information, and it'll get sent to me or one of our other awesome member consultants, and then we'll be able to help you out.
Thank you, Megan. That's awesome.
What I heard from Megan just said is that all the stuff that you're using already,
Yeah.
and all the stuff that you
Yes.
need, Shelters United could get it for a cheaper price
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
where you're currently looking. I think
Yeah.
that's what I took away from what she just said.
Yeah, it's a lot of savings, and we know, for any groups watching this, you guys, fundraising is hard. I've done it, I've been there, and it's hard. And so any dollar you can save obviously translates right into more life-saving efforts. One is bottle feeding, how to train. Oh my goodness, it seems really scary. A lot of people were like, I can't bottle feed. I don't know how to do that. Julie, do you have any recommendations on how to best support someone new, whether they're staff or a volunteer, who needs to learn how to bottle feed?
Sure. I mean, I believe that we need to all automate our processes. So rather than thinking that you have to bring it all in-house and somebody has to visually show somebody, hands-on show somebody in person, you're going to overwhelm yourself really quickly with not having enough time to deal with the individual foster parent. And that goes back to having a process that is simplified and easy and online. So most of these things, from bottle feeding your babies to how to stimulate them to poop, to all of these other very hands-on tactical things, they have short videos already made online. So the easiest thing that you can do is find these videos, get them on your website, have a section on your website that says, I want to become a foster parent. I know we usually want to do an orientation, so you would start with a video orientation online that's really short and gives them the key info, and then create a whole bunch of training series online, and then make sure that you have the process or the phone numbers or whatever you need to put in there if there's a problem, and then create one of these spaces like a Dubert space where they can connect with one another, and each of them will support one another in that way. There is absolutely no reason for us to take the time to bring everybody in for an orientation, which then takes an hour and a half. And then you have to fill out an application. And then after the application, you have to come in for a hands-on training. By the time you get somebody to become a foster, half of them have left, if not more. And how many animals have not gone to foster care because we have taken that process?
Yeah.
So the learning is important. I'm not taking away from the fact that you need to teach your folks how to do the things that you want them to do in the way that you want them to do it. But I fully recommend that you put it all online. You take the time, you step back, take the time to put it all online. Don't feel that you need to have your own. Take some of these other things that are already out there and just rock with it and roll with it. And promise you, your fosters will do an amazing job, as well as increasing your foster base.
I'd like to say the kitty behind you, I just saw.
Oh, you could see my kitty on my chair?
Sometimes, yes. And so I'm just like, oh, no, it's cool. I want to see it.
Can you see her? There she is.
There she is.
That is Cleo, and Cleo is obviously a shelter kitty as well. She was adopted from the Best Friends Animal Shelter in Los Angeles, and she is the best kitty and will literally stay here all day long.
All day long. Well,
she's a good girl.
Thank you to Cleo for showing up.
It's actually Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. Queen Cleopatra. I want to give credit where it is all due and her correct title. So thank you, Queen Cleopatra. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Megan. I really appreciate kind of your nuggets of wisdom and how we can support our community. And thank you again for joining us. I really appreciate it. So thanks to Julie and Megan for all of that great knowledge and ideas on how to save time and help recruit fosters and make fostering easier and how to save money. I know that the three of us, along with the whole team, we would love to continue to support you all as kitten season kind of crawls on, so to speak. You're welcome to connect with us. We have a contact form at sheltersunited.com/join. Or there's a chat message there. There's a little chat box you can use, and you'll be connected right away with a member consultant. Feel free to email us, info@sheltersunited.com, with any questions or concerns, and we got your back. And we appreciate all your amazing work. So thanks for joining us today. Bye.